Hi, I'm Danpop, and in today's video I'm gonna explain the process of how I got to this scene. This project taught me a lot of useful tips that I would like to share with you. Unfortunately for me, the footage of me creating the creature is gone cause my PC crashed midway. But what I did was, I created the cube, subdivided it, created the shape of the creature with basic modeling, sculpted the eyes and the mouth, added another cube for the legs and arms, mirrored it, remeshed everything, smoothed the model. I added another subdivided cube for the tongue, extruded it to be in shape, added the sphere, mirrored it, put it as the eyes, and that's it. From there I needed a material for the skin and tongue. I started with the tongue. I used a trick for the texture. So basically you create an image texture and plug it into the Fractal in a mixed RGB node. Then in the texture you paint with zero saturation, so it's basically black and white. And now you can have a texture to paint but change the colors easily every time you want. I also added the alpha texture to my brush. I get most of my alphas from pixologic.com. I'll put a link in the description. The next thing I did was to create a bump and roughness map. I created a texture and plugged it into the bump and roughness. Then I just painted with an alpha texture in black and white. For the eyes, just a principal shader with zero roughness. For the skin I did the same thing as I did for the tongue, only that the roughness and bump map is also plugged into the subsurface. After that the model was done. I only need to do some basic rigging, but not too much because I only wanted to control the legs. I also rigged the tongue because I wanted to make some small animation to it. After that I needed the hero to fight against this magnificent creature. So I went to TurboSquid and other websites like Sketchfab and SageTrader and searched for a free 3D model. I went for like Sith look because I wanted a lightsaber, because lightsabers are always cool. And I found this 3D model for free and it was pretty good, so I downloaded it, spent too much time trying to rig it and animate it, and then I said fuck it and just took it into Mixamo and let the website do its thing. Now I needed to animate the creature, so I basically made him jump forward, and his tongue I made it move a little bit when he's jumping. I also animated the eyes to add a bit of realism to the character and some small details. Now I needed to create the environment. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I wanted to make it lava and volcanic ground and stuff like that. So first I needed to create the actual landscape. So what I did was I subdivided the floor and added a displacement modifier onto it. I used the cloud texture and played with it a little bit until I got what I wanted. I needed the ground that the characters are walking on to be flat because I didn't want to add complex animations into it. So I created the vertex group of the place they are walking and used it in the displacement modifier and basically inverted it so it will have the displacement modifier anywhere but that place. I did some sculpting so the ground will have more space for the lava, and then I added the lava. For the lava material I used Pink Pocket TV video about how to create a lava material. It is very good. I basically played with it so I could animate it. Now I needed to make a material for the ground and add some assets so to add details to the scene. Lucky for me, or unlucky for me, depends on the way you look at it, there was a wildfire next to my house, so I can just take some textures from there and do some photo scanning. So I took my bike and took a lot of photos. I captured textures, I captured rocks for photo scanning, I captured basically everything in there. After that in Photoshop I stitched the pictures together and tried to make it seamless. Spoiler alert, it didn't work out, but still looks good. I did some color grading so it will look more darker, fitting the theme of the scene. And after that I took it to Blender. In that point I also switched to cycles, which made each render last 10 minutes long. But no worries, it made the scene look much better. After that I needed to learn photo scanning for the first time. It wasn't good. I spent 2 days trying to make the software work, and after that I spent another day trying to actually photo scan, and it didn't work, so I just gave up. The scene felt empty, so I decided to put a volcano behind the tongue feature. I used the landscape add-on to add the terrain. I did some basic sculpting to make it look like a volcano, and then I needed to do simulations. I fucking hate simulations. At the beginning, I tried to create the lava without using any simulations. It didn't work out, so I just went to an old-fashioned fluid simulation. The fluid collision sucks in Blender, so it took hours until I got what I wanted, but at the end, it looks good from the camera's perspective, so that's fine. For the smoke, I didn't even bother to do it myself, I just downloaded the Open3DB from the internet. And that was it. At the end, each frame took 30 minutes to render. I hope you liked the video. If you enjoyed it, so please press the like button and subscribe, it adds a lot. You can follow me on Twitter for news and updates and stuff like that. I'll be using it like the community tab until I get the community tab. You can also follow me on Reddit for memes and other stuff. Bye.